What Lonzo thinks is a wide-ranging, free-flowing discussion where I offer up my unsolicited views on everything from movies, politics, sports, religion, pop culture, you name it, if it's happening, and I'm talking about it. All right, the big news. LeBron James has joined the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, this was basically a foregone conclusion, I think, for a lot of people, including myself, after they got beat down by the Golden State Warriors in the finals. LeBron has lost in the last, he's been to 8 finals in a row. He's won 3, lost 5. I think enough is enough. I think he saw that, hey, there's no way, being in Cleveland, playing out of the East, there's no way we're going to contend with the teams in the West. The teams in the West being like Golden State, San Antonio, Houston, and of course, the Lakers always striving to improve because they're the marquee franchise in America when it comes to the NBA. Also, seeing the rise to power of the Boston Celtics and also the Philadelphia 76ers in the East. And I think LeBron, looked into the crystal ball and said, "Hey, I need to get out while the getting's good, while I'm still young." Plus, as if you follow sports, you know that he's very well connected in LA because of his interests outside of basketball. He produces movies. He has kids that go to school there, of course. He has houses there, should I say. They were looking for schools for his kids and everything. So I think everybody kind of knew that eventually he was going to make his way out west and play for the Lakers. So it is a foregone conclusion. For one, I think it's a good move. I don't think it's a good move competitively for LeBron, because I still think there's no way that the Lakers, as currently constructed, are going to be able to beat either Golden State or Houston, or maybe even San Antonio for that matter. It really depends on what happens with Kawhi Leonard. But I think, long term, LeBron is 33 years old. Even though he had a great season, he's still the best player in the world. The end of his career is much closer than the beginning of his career. He's been playing 15 years. Hard to believe. He's been playing 15 years. So I think this might be a situation where you might remember when the Lakers brought Karl Malone and Gary Payton to play with Kobe and also with Shaq, and they put together this super team. Everybody thought that they would win the championship. They made it to the finals, but lost to the Detroit Pistons. I think it might be another situation like that, except for the fact that it may not even make it to the NBA finals. Might make it to the conference finals, but I really don't see anyone beating Golden State and or Houston for the foreseeable future. And I'm thinking over the next 3 or 4 years. And Magic actually signed LeBron, and Magic Johnson being the president of the Lakers, signed LeBron to a 4-year, $154 million deal. So $30-some-odd million per year to play basketball for the Lakers. Great for him, great for his family, great for his bank account. But competitively, I think it's really going to be a stretch for him to get to a 9th consecutive finals. I really don't see it happening. So I see either Golden State or Houston still reigning supreme. Now, if the Lakers do get Kawhi Leonard, everybody knows Kawhi wants out of San Antonio, and it appears that the Spurs can't convince him to stay. So if and he says he wants to play for the Lakers. So if Kawhi goes to the Lakers either this year or next year, that gives them a much better shot. But I still don't think that's enough to put them over the top. I think they're going to need an inside presence as well. Boogie Cousins, he's a free agent, but there's no way they can get him because the Lakers actually signed LeBron and also Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to a deal. So that kind of puts them salary cap wise out of the play for Boogie Cousins. So the Lakers are going to have a lot of talent. They got Kyle Kuzma, who played great this year. They got Lonzo Ball, of course. Great name, Lonzo. Love the name. Also, they have Mo Wagner, who they drafted, who had a big season for Michigan, led them to the finals in the NCAA tournament. So they do have some pieces around them. Also, Julius Randle, who is a restricted free agent. He's a solid piece as well. He's not a game changer, but he's a solid player. So the Lakers do have talent, but just not enough talent cohesively right now, especially with Luke Walton as their coach. I really don't see them being able to overtake Golden State or Houston, at least not just yet. Now, Houston might fall back a little bit. They do have Chris Paul and James Harden. They just re-signed Chris Paul, which is great. But I kind of see Houston regressing next year because I think in the style of offense that they run is just not conducive to a long-term run. I really don't. They shoot the ball way, way, way too much from far, and if they're off, then they can't beat anybody. And they don't have really much of an inside game to really speak of. Clint Capella is a good player, but he's no offensive threat inside, and they really don't have a, I guess, a diverse system in Houston that I think is going to really propel them to be a championship contending team. I think they really missed their chance this year. Chris Paul's a little bit older, and plus Chris Paul is very brittle when it comes to longevity. He always gets hurt, so I really don't see. I see Houston being, of course, competitive. They will definitely be one of the contenders, but I just don't see them having the steam to win the championship. So that falls back to Golden State. Once again, you got Draymond Green in his prime, Kevin Durant in his prime, Klay Thompson in his prime, Steph Curry in his prime. You got 4 magnificent players, and 2 of those guys are among the best in the world, and Klay is not far behind. Of course, Draymond is kind of like the Swiss Army knife kind of type of guy who can pretty much do everything, and I really don't see them falling off anytime soon. And like I said, these guys are all in their primes, in their late 20s, early 30s. So they got a lot of good basketball ahead of them. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going on in the NBA next year. This past season was great. I'm really looking forward to this next basketball season. Can I see how things play out? The NBA has really resurged when it comes to the watchability of the sport. In the past, I really didn't care much about the regular season of the NBA, but the NBA playoffs, magnificent. It is definitely must-see TV. I love the NBA playoffs, but now I'll be even more interested in the regular season. So it's going to be really exciting to kind of see what happens. Of course, I live here in Atlanta. Of course, the Hawks, going to Hawks games and everything. The Hawks, they did get Trae Young, so they may be a little bit more exciting. They're not going to do anything, but it's something I'm really looking forward to. But but big news is LeBron James going to the Lakers. He gets to hang his name up there with the greats of all time: Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, of course, Shaq, Kobe, Elgin Baylor, Michael Cooper, Byron Scott. I mean, the Lakers are a storied franchise, and for them to add LeBron to the roster is definitely a huge get. It's great for the sport. It's going to be so competitive in the West. I'm really looking forward to it. So, what are your thoughts? Do you think LeBron going to LA is a good move, bad move? Should he stay with Cleveland? Or should he stay in the East and try to compete and beat the guys in the West? Should have gone to Boston or maybe to LA? Or maybe to Philly. So, what are your thoughts? Was it a good move or a bad move? Hit me up. Let me know what you think. Twitter, at WhatLonzoThinks. Gmail, WhatLonzoThinks@gmail.com. Please comment below. Please subscribe. Hit me up on Patreon. I do appreciate it. And I want to know what everybody thinks. That's the big news. If you're a sports fan, you're a basketball fan, you got to let me know what you think. Because once again, you just found out what Lonzo thinks. Bye.